in other 1980s news, as reported by Nerdist, a Chilean Star Wars TV broadcast cut ads into the films. Man, if you guys aren't aware of this, I love this. This is, I don't know how this evaded us in the early 2000s. But this is,
when did you learn of this? I just found out about this
yesterday.
about
Yeah,
a
like
week ago.
yesterday. Yeah.
Yesterday. Okay. Yeah. So I guess it's percolated to the top. Is that what trending is all about? Enough people, critical mass hear about it, and suddenly everybody hears about it. So
it's weird. Yeah, because as we'll learn, it happened in the early 2000s, and the internet was there, but I guess we didn't have the social media the way we do.
No.
Or streaming video, or
that's true. Yeah, where would you have put it? Yeah, that's a good point. So here's the story. For decades, the original Star Wars, as you know, for decades now, the original Star Wars trilogy has been a perennial broadcast of TV marathons all around the world, shown in just about every language. Well, recently, as we're mentioning here, videos from the 2003 broadcast of the original trilogy in Chile have resurfaced online. And thank goodness. Because in these particular showings of classic Star Wars, they didn't cut to traditional commercial breaks. No, they had a genius idea that I think should be adopted by more companies. Instead, they edited the films to make it seem like the characters from the movie were advertising the broadcast sponsor, a regional beer called Cerveza Cristal.
Cristal.
I've got 5 of these clips, but I'll show you as many as you want to endure. But
I'll
check out
all of them.
Yeah,
here they are.
Give me all the things.
I cut them a little bit for time, but here you go. And if you're listening to us, you can check out this video on YouTube where we're actually showing these videos to our audience here. Oops. Here we go. Try again. Well, let's fix this here first.
And he was a good friend. Which reminds me, I have something here for you. Cerveza Cristal. Cerveza Cristal.
That's fucking bonkers.
Cerveza Cristal. I love it.
That was the first one that I watched of these clips, and I
Yeah.
didn't have, I read about what was going to happen, but I didn't have a real sense of it yet. But when Obi-Wan says, "Oh, I have something here for you," I was like, "Oh, no."
And
And
I
then
was
it
even
happened.
okay there. It's then when it breaks into the jingle. I'm like,
Yes.
wait a minute, we're like stopping the movie. I thought it was going to be like this, like clever product placement with edits, and it starts there, and then it breaks into more.
Yeah, had he moved the beers, so for folks who are just listening, when Obi-Wan is in his cave, about to give Luke Skywalker a lightsaber for the first time, as you know, because you've seen the film, he reaches into a chest and pulls out the lightsaber that was once belonged to Anakin. Instead, in the chest, we see it's a cooler filled with ice and this beer that they're hawking. Now, if he had
And there's a
cleared the
body
beers
double. There's a body double with like a robe down to his wrist, so it looks like it could be Guinness's arms. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now, had he just moved the bottles aside and pulled out the lightsaber, they could have gone straight back to the movie. But like as John points out, the jingle cuts in, and the logo for the beer appears on the screen. It's fucking awesome.
It's awesome. So awesome.
Right, here's another one from later.
Okay.
Yes.
Strange stuff, but I've never seen anything to make me believe there's one all-powerful force controlling everything.
Cerveza Cristal.
I love this. This is just, I love this, man.
It's so good.
Look, you've heard me lament about the changes George Lucas has made to the movie. I don't know that I would mind this. It's just too fucking funny and brilliant. I don't know. Maybe I'm just.
Oh, I love it.
You want more? I got more. More.
And there's not like there's any like trickery. There's no like CGI or anything. They just fully cut to another shot that's shaded to look similar. And you're like, oh no, he just pulled out a beer from inside his robe.
Yeah.
Are we clear on like the first one when they're in the cave? Do they also show him after that reaching for the lightsaber, or like how do they splice it in, or is it just so abrupt? Do you know what I mean?
In the version I saw, a little longer, I don't know, like there's a bit missing there where they're back sitting together and talking about the lightsaber. I think that's what I remember seeing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
it just goes back to the film, Cat. Yeah, it's
Okay.
just
So it's just very abrupt as it seems.
Yeah. And they clipped out a little bit, I think, to make it like almost you could fit in there, but you're not fooling anybody at that
Yeah.
point.
yeah. Now, look, if you're like us, at first you feel like this has got to be some kind of elaborate prank, just created for clicks. Because there's not dissimilar things online where folks are having fun with other original content and changing it just to make it funnier or whatever.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
But according to a 2004 report by The Guardian, Cristal Beer's agency, OMD Santiago, received an award at that year's Cannes International Advertising Festival for the innovation.
Oh,
Right. Not from
Right.
Lucasfilm, mind you.
No,
probably not.
that's true. Yes. In contrast, as John suggests, Lucasfilm was not too happy about these edits. And in spite of the fact that they let a number of folks do fan films and otherwise create their own original content using what otherwise properties that would need to be licensed, they instead insisted that this company stop doing that. Because Uncle George is the only one that's allowed to make these controversial changes. So in 2004, Lucas filed a grievance with the Chilean Council for Self-Regulation and Advertising Ethics. Lucasfilm's lawyers argued that the product placement misled viewers into believing there was an official association between the two, and ultimately the council decreed that the commercials were not to be altered again.
You understand, George, back when this film was first made, we wanted to have Cerveza Cristal in the film. We just didn't have the technology. And now that we can.
That's right. Well,
So good.
even though,
Fair play.
in spite of the ruling, however, the channel and this beer company partnered once more in 2004, embedding their beer scenes into other popular movies, including American Beauty, Notting Hill, and Gladiator.
Wow.
Are you not
Okay.
entertained?
Cerveza Cristal.
You guys want to see the? I got
More. Those are the only two I've seen. So anything else you have, I've not seen yet.
I didn't even see that second one with Solo in it. Yeah.
Let me get rid of these other ones here. Just a little cleanup here.
Yeah.
All right. Here is another one from New Hope.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
So Obi-Wan is about to shut down the tractor beam, and instead, in that tower where the device is a cooler right built into a refrigerated.
There's coolers everywhere.
That's amazing.
There's ice in every little cubby hole throughout Star Wars.
Coolers everywhere. So my question is, right? Do we never see him actually go?
No, they go back to it. They
do go
back
back
to
to it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
No, it would be funny if people who had never seen the Star Wars films before,
Wouldn't
first
know.
a couple things would happen. One, they would think that these things were part of the film. And two, they'd be like, well, how'd they shut the tractor beam down? Because this dude got
Right.
drunk.
Well,
No, they go back.
And three, they became inexplicably thirsty.
Yes. Now they hear bum.
Man, you thirsty?
ba-da-ba-bum.
I'm thirsty.
Yeah.
Every time I hear John Williams, I want a beer.
Now here I've got two more for you. Here's one from The Empire Strikes Back.
Clear your mind of question.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Just sitting in the trunk of a tree on a random tree in Dagobah.
Dagobah.
Okay,
And
There
the
you go.
forest tree. Yeah, there's a beer there. Yeah.
it's a beer tree. That's the seasonal fruit. It's a can of beer.
And I got one final one for you here from I believe it's from Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
It is pointless to resist, my son.
Oh my God!
That might be the best one.
So, for those of you not watching or listening, that was the Emperor, and they shot it in reverse. They played it in reverse, so it looked like he was force grabbing a beer up into his outstretched hand.
Yes.
Clearly was run backwards.
I love these
Oh,
things
wonderful.
so much. Brandon says this is the most amazing advertising editing I've ever seen. I agree. Karen says she's just hearing about this now. Great beer name. I love the alliteration. Owl says
Yes.
Alec Guinness. Now I get it. Ah.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
John says Bruby-Wan Kenobi.
Ooh.
Nice.
And asks how much would a cooler full of ice set Obi-Wan back on the desert planet of Tatooine? That's a good point. Yeah, how did he get
Ooh.
ice?
Mhm.
Well, that's why he kept it in there with the lightsabers, because it was precious.
Yeah. So
Alec Guinness is doubling up on Ice Pirates, another film of the era.
Even
what
on
was it?
Dagobah, it's pretty sultry there on Dagobah, I think. Ice would be a commodity.
Sultry.
Yeah.
So this sort of thing is happening all over, and I think it's fantastic. In fact, I just saw they did this to our show too, guys. It's really just quite terrible, but I can't be mad because I love this whole campaign here. Even John.
Oh,
I made so much bank for that.